downloaded it from the hard disk of Zachary Gustafson. How would Steven Spielberg smuggle a chicken into the house with his mom right there in the kitchen? I tried to use my screenwriter's imagination. In a real Hollywood movie, I would parachute into the reservoir in frogman gear, swim until the pipes got too skinny, then rocket straight in through my bedroom window using anti-gravity boots. But in cheapo St. Martin, I didn't have any of that stuff. So I went to the garage, stuffed Henrietta into a cardboard carton, and got psyched up to finesse my way into the house. Mom was doing the dishes with her back to the hall, so I made a mad dash for the stairs. Zachary? Caught! I was on the phone with Laura Walters tonight, and she mentioned Brendan is working on a science project. Aren't you in that class? Then Mom turned around and noticed the box. Oh, what have you got there? It's my science project. She beamed. That's great, hon. What's the topic? At that moment, Henrietta started scrambling around. Thinking fast, I pretended to lose control of the box to cover the movement. But no one could think fast enough to explain the long feather that came flying out and drifted to the floor. Mom stared. Your project is on feathers? Oh, of course not. That wouldn't be very scientific. It's on... that could mean pens. She goggled. Pens? You know, like the first pens used to be feathers. A history of pens. That's wonderful, she approved. In fact, said... I think a dad has a fountain pen that would be perfect for your display. I manufactured a yawn. Maybe I should call it a night, Mom. I'm pretty tired. I was almost home free, halfway up the stairs, when that miserable chicken squawked. Mom was on me again. Did you say something, dear? Just yawning, Mom. I'm beat. Be sure to hold that box steady, she cautioned. I think some of your pens are rolling around. I sprinted up the stairs and stuffed Henrietta's box under the bed. I felt like I'd just been dragged 40 miles by horses. But deep down, I knew the hassles were only the beginning. Mrs. Baggio made an impassioned speech the first thing Wednesday morning. I know that some of you may think it was kind to steal Henrietta and hide her away. But please remember that a lot of work went into Milo's project, whatever your opinion of it. It isn't fair to have it snatched away at the last minute. The interrogation continued with Mr. DeLong. Boys and girls, it's important that you realize this is a crime. Henrietta is property. If she's not returned, we'll have no choice but to call in the police. Then Milo made a little speech, but he was pretty low-key. He just kind of apologized for upsetting everybody with his project. When I moved to St. Martin, I didn't want to make people hate me. Considering who my dad is, you know that science is really important to me, so I just hope that whoever has my specimen will let me complete the experiment. You could tell he was pretty fried. His expression was really downcast. And he headed home just before lunch, mumbling something about stomach cramps. I felt like worm guts, and Milo didn't even have to give me that look down his nose. Kelly Marie shared none of my guilt. Give me a break! Even though he's talking about the experiment and the specimen. To say he's a cold-hearted pig is an insult to pigs! Don't blow it, Adam advised me. The team knows you've got Henrietta, but everyone else is in the dark. So just play dumb. It should be easy for you. You had to love that heartfelt gratitude. In the halls at class changes, the name Henrietta was on everyone's lips. The relief was so thick that you could almost spread it on toast. There was a lot of speculation about the identity of the hero who saved Henrietta from the axe. Must be Kelly Marie. She's ballistic over that chicken. It's got to be one of the Rangers. They stink without their mascot. Mr. DeLong snatcher to keep the peace at the school. I bet Milo did it so he wouldn't have to kill her. No way! Lynette made Joey do it. The chicken's hidden in her attic. Notice that the name Zachary Gustafson never got mentioned by anyone. Like I wasn't cool enough to kidnap this a chicken. I hate this school. Dewey seemed to think that Henrietta was some new kind of fellow baby. He loved to sit under my bed and peek at her through the air holes in the box. When I took her out, he tried to flap his arms and squawk along with her. She liked him too. Or at least she didn't try to peck off his head like she did to me. I figured there wasn't any harm in it. I mean, the kid couldn't talk and tell Mom. Anyway, when Doomsday was mugging at that stupid bird, it kept him from bombing my computer. It was a whole new side of my baby brother. I'd always knew he was homicidal, but now I saw he was stupid too. My dad came to the same conclusion at dinner on Thursday night. What's wrong with the baby? He sounds like a chicken. My mother laughed. He's just finding his voice. And the thing with the arms? I stepped in. He's a baby, Dad. Babies do stuff like that. Mom glowed with pride. She thought Doomsday and I were developing brotherly love, if she knew why. My dad reached into his shirt pocket. Here you go, Zachary. I brought a couple more pens for your project. Check out the green felt tip. My boss's husband donated to the cause. How's that project coming anyway, Mom asked. You seem to be spending a lot of time locked in your room working on it. Oh, yeah, I enthused. It should be ready to hand in tomorrow. Please don't ask to see it. The doorbell rang. My life was saved. It was Kelly Marie. This was the 4th time in 2 days she's shown up on my doorstep. My folks were positive I had a girlfriend. I took her up the room to commune with Sweetie. Mr. DeLong called the cops on me, she said, absently tapping Henrietta's beak with her green piece pinky ring. They sent this deputy over to my house to tell my parents I might be guilty of cattle rustling. Cattle rustling, I repeated. She's a chicken, not a cow. It's just a bunch of legal mumbo-jumbo, she shrugged. Any theft of animals comes under this 1870 law that was written during the Old West days. Ignore it. It's not easy. That's easy for you to say, I pointed out. You're not the one with the rustled cattle living under your bed. But she just played with Henrietta. The doorbell rang, and a moment later, another cattle rustler, Adam, joined us upstairs. Your folks went out to get some groceries. They took the little dweeb. He looked down at the chicken cradled in Kelly Marie's arms. Hi, Henrietta. Ready for the Canadians? Kelly Marie bristled. She's not going to that game. It isn't safe. Hey! Adam stuck out his jaw. You might have saved this Tweety bird because you love her. I saved it for the Rangers. But she'll be caught! Kelly Marie wrapped her arms protectively around Henrietta. Someone will see her on the bench and tell Milo. We'll hide her in the spare equipment bag where we keep the extra pads, Adam explained. No one will see her. It's too risky. Adam folded his arms. Either she goes to the big game or to Milo's. He added, tonight. You wouldn't! The doorbell interrupted the confrontation. I ran to the window and looked down at the porch. It's Milo! We've got to get out of here! Adam exclaimed in a panic. Why? Asked Kelly. So we're visiting Zachary. Big deal. Get real. I'm on the team. I don't hang out with just anyone. A smart guy like Milo would see something was up. I started out of the room. You two sit tight and shut up. And that goes double for the chicken. I'll see what he wants. I opened the door and let Milo in. He looked awful. Sorry to bother you, Zachary, he said sadly. I just had to get out of the house. Not even my mom is on my side these days. I hesitated. For months, I'd been waiting for Milo to turn to me as a true friend. Now, finally it was happening. But I had 2 cattle rustlers and a hot chicken stashed in my room, and all I could think of was how to get rid of him. But Milo was already shrugging off his jacket. Miss Baggio phoned me today. She asked me to go to the science fair anyway. She said I should serve real Dixie fried chicken as a symbol of my specimen's place in the food chain. We sat down in the kitchen. I thought she wasn't deciding who goes to the science fair until all the projects were finished. Well, they're all in except one, she replied. I saw the sheet. Someone's doing infrared astronomy. Oh no. Oh no. It hit me like a blow to the head. That was my topic. You sure didn't say, pens? He blinked. Pens? You mean like ancient methods of written communication like hieroglyphics and cuneiform? No, I mean pens like Bic and Papermate. Oh, well, no, it was definitely infrared astronomy. Anyway, I've got to go back over the fried chicken thing. I decided to go with the fried chicken thing. Sounds great. I managed, not really paying attention. I was racking my brain to come up with a way to convince Mrs. Baggio that infrared astronomy really meant pens. I haven't got a prayer without my specimen, Milo groaned. It's just that if I won here and did well at state, I might have qualified for the national. His eyes took on a faraway look. That's in L.A. this year. I could have visited my dad. That would be, really great. I didn't even know what I was saying. Because over Milo's left shoulder, I could see Adam and Kelly Marie tiptoeing down the stairs and sneaking out the side door. Milo kept talking. Fade to black.